Welcome back, screenshot lovers, to week 16 of Garden Fresh Screenshot Showcase, featuring the amazing photographers of my Discord community. 16 weeks, guys. Holy crap, we've been going for 4 months now, and things are continuing to get more interesting. We've got a new themed week coming up, Combat Experiences, and it is going to be an exciting one to see what the garden members produce. If you think you can take the best combat pictures, well, join my Discord and submit what you've got. Besides that, let's get our weekly announcements out of the way. If you want to hop over and talk to me live about anything really, you can find me on Twitch in the video description. Keep in mind I will be moving my Sunday stream time to Monday, and adding a day or two soon of just chatting and additional games. Particularly, I will be streaming the Microsoft July Games event this Thursday, so join me for that. Finally, keep an eye out for an upcoming ship giveaway in the semi-near future. And with weekly announcements out of the way, let's get to the shots. This week was Drake and RSI themed, in conjunction with my new lore video. Make sure to check it out if you haven't, and let's see what the garden has for us this week. Patrons first. This week kicks off with Toter Kenny presenting a beautiful buccaneer coasting along the upper atmosphere. He nailed the angle in this one, and the thrust coming from the ship really draws the eye. Next from Toter Kenny is a rather smart shot of the Herald, a particularly ugly ship in my opinion, but the clarity here and the surrounding beauty are great contrast to the industrial nature of the ship's styling. CassianHC grabs a beautiful shot of the Cutlass Red, and placing such an aggressively colorful ship against the dull tone of the moon below was such a good call. This shot is seriously so eye-catching. Next up, Cassian gets desaturated with a picture of the most common ship in the game. The clarity here is one thing, but the flash of color in the back is just the right amount to complement the muted tone perfectly. I love it. Finally, Cassian provides a nice exterior shot of a Cutlass while also affording a look at the interior. A rather rare style of shot that presents a strong feeling of welcome. Of course, the planet in the sky in the background is just the cherry. Next up, Verpin drops a wide shot of the Caterpillar, showing off the great running lights with a beautiful background featuring the planet Crusader. Good Punk this week puts up a busy picture, but I really like it. There are so many different types of lighting captured here, it's a really fun picture to peer in at all the details. Burr is always putting out some quality, man. The vibe of this shot is just so right. The lights in the background, the thrusters on the ship, the perspective, the fact that you can see where the ship is heading, it's all a phenomenal setup. Newcomer Dr. MT this week shows off their critical thinking skills and throws Magda into the mix. You guys get me every time. The framing of this shot is great. The Cutlass splits the difference in environments, and overall it comes off as quite cinematic. Red Solstice gives us another shot of the Herald with a bonus in the background. Fantastic use of the aperture keeps focus right where it belongs, and the running lights add a little color pop to the shot. Another Herald shot here coming from Red Solstice, this time with a bit more action and color as I usually expect from him. Obviously, the blue exhaust coming from the orange thrusters makes for some great contrast. Arrow Boy drops a shot of one of the cleanest looking ships in my opinion, the Star Trek of the verse, looking great in this rather muted photo. The lighting also accentuates the hard angles that define the look of this ship and a lot of RSI designs. Jules slaps us with a great sunset shot, on the Cutlass flying over the clouds. Some great lighting hitting the ship and highlighting the design of the Cutlass. Jewel's second shot is a nice action shot of the Cutlass Blue taking down a bounty. I love these action shots and look forward to seeing more in the future. This is just great timing and a nice angle. Most of us know what the Mandalorian is, and the ship in the show does look a bit like a Drake design. Apparently, Mr. Hazgaha thought the same and orchestrated an amazing replica of the main key art for the show. Magnificent, well, everything, really. The next shot from Hazgaha just has so many elements to look at. There's a masterful use of the lighting reflected across the scene, great framing of the character in the bar, and a beautiful look out the window at the nearby moon and planet. It's just a full scene, and I love it. The final shot from Hazgaha is a very interesting shot of the constellation flying into the sunlight. I like the unique angle here and the dynamic nature of the light. This shot from Carlton catches the action of a pirate attack. Keeping away from an EMP is not easy, but it looks like they're managing. I always like seeing a full scene captured in a single picture. Newcomer this week, John Vay, got a full rescue mission captured here. There's a lot going on, and it takes a lot of effort and coordination to capture, and I like to see that. Great framing and timing here. Noxtron returns with a beautiful shot of the Drake Dragonfly on a lonely sunset. I like how the shot is staged with the owner having a relaxing evening out on a ride. Another one from Noxtron with the Cutlass taking some last-minute maneuvers at the end of the day. I really like the running lights on the Cutlass highlighted here. Mars Lane gives some insight into the ArcWarp hacking run that takes up so much of the Herald's time. The thrust exhaust coming out of the back of that ship is holy crap. Second shot from Mars Lane features the Caterpillar flying around Delamar. A very sci-fi feel to this shot with the asteroids in orbit, the ground fog, and of course the thruster trails leading off screen drawing the eye. Newcomer Comjazz caught this rather interesting shot of a Caterpillar resting over an outpost on Walla. The shot really shows off the scale of the Caterpillar. This shot from the Space Coder really gives a feeling of long-lost derelict. The light on the belt, the exosuit and survivor's pack, and the lack of any proper lighting or power all go 10 out of 10 in selling the tone of this shot. Captain Raoul takes an amazing picture of the Cutlass facing off with the sun. The sun rays look amazing, and the atmosphere of the shot sends me hollering. Another great shot from Raoul of the Cutlass at rest in the sunset. The lighting in this shot is really nice, and I love the way it's bouncing off the ship, the landing pad, and the way it plays with the artificial lighting in this picture as well. Finally, to finish us off, ultra-wide Ermdahl shows off how much the constellation struts affect the lighting in the cockpit. No, really, the full view of such a complex and detailed cockpit really shines with such dynamic lighting. No pun intended. Four months down, my friends, and as long as I'm around, many more to go. The Garden did well with this week's theme, and I look forward to seeing how they handle the next one. As always, folks, you can join us on Discord and participate in our events, screenshots, gameplay, and general discussion. And if you're interested in seeing more, subscribe to Space Tomato to catch weekly Star Citizen content, and hit me up on Twitter to read my unsolicited thoughts and complaints. I also stream multiple times a week, shooting cinematics, experimenting in game, and kicking back with the community. Come join us and see what we're all about over there, and tell them Space Tomato sent you. Thanks again for coming, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. A big thanks to my top supporters, the Alpaca, TK, and Patrick Burt.